Hello friends, this is Terry from Genki Gaming TV, and today we are talking about Galarian Slowking and Galarian Slowbro. The reason for this video is we're getting closer and closer to Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra expansion passes, and Slowpoke / Slowbro Slowking will play a pivotal role because they'll be the partner Pokemon, prospectively, of our rivals in this portion of the game. With this being said, the art on screen is fan art I found via searching for Galarian Slowbro and Slowking. So, all proper rights go to the artist, but we're going to talk about the likelihood of them looking this way, a little bit of what a potential backstory would be for them, and just some small other things that I thought that might actually be important concerning them. The first thing I will bring up is the background of Slowpoke, or Galarian Slowpoke, or Galar no Slowpoke. I'm bringing that up right now because I had thought that that my page actually had it on it, but it did not. The major difference with this Slowpoke is it is pure psychic. It has yellow on its head to symbolize a crown, and yellow on its body in general. I think a little bit of yellow on the tail too. But the major difference, according to the Shield Dex, is although this Pokemon is normally zoned out, its expressions abruptly sharpen on occasion. The cause of this seems to lie in Slowpoke's diet. Because Galarian Slowpoke eat the seeds of a plant that grows only in Galar, their tails have developed a spicy flavor. The last part was from Shield. At level 6, Galarian Slowpoke learns Acid. This has brought a majority of people to thinking that this particular evolutionary line will be Psychic Poison, which would be different than the traditional Water Psychic, which both Galarian normal Slowbro and Slowking and Slowpoke have. The major difference that we have is that Galarian Slowpoke has Gluttony instead of Oblivious. Gluttony will be very useful for Slowking and Slowbro. And I'm bringing up the defenses at max right now. At max stat, or max beneficial nature, 350 physical defense and 284 special defense for Slowbro and 394 max HP. This is, of course, at level 100, which I'm using as the baseline of this. Slowking, on the other hand, is more specially defensive with 350 max special defense and 284 max physical defense and 394 HP also. And I'm checking now to see if the attack and the special attack stats are basically the same. Both of them have a maximum attack of 273 with max beneficial nature and 328 for special attack. What does this mean? It means that most likely both Galarian Slowbro and Slowking will have some similarities amongst them. And the total base stat for both of them is 490. So if we're taking this into assumption, and if we're really thinking about it, chances are that Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking will both share the same base stat total. But let's get into what roles they can play. They can play both a bulky physical defensive tank and a special defensive tank with access to Regenerator. They can switch out to recover HP and be a pivot. Even though neither of them gets Volt Switch or anything crazy like that, I don't even know if they get U-turn in general, because I don't think Slowpoke gets U-turn, which it does not get U-turn. I just confirmed that. But with that being said, you could use something like a jetpack with a move that would lower their stats, which I don't know if they will have access to overheat or anything like that, because in the past, both Slowking and Slowbro have had access to fire moves. So I'm actually going to pull up the Sun and Moon decks, because obviously Joe Merrick wasn't smart enough to have a reference to them in the actual Sword and Shield decks. Honestly, I just need Slowbro's entry, because Slowbro and Slowking both share a similar move pool. The only difference is that King's Rock is a thing. Okay, it looks like they get Flamethrower and Fire Blast. I don't see access to Overheat, so that a jetpack idea might not work. Except with something like Hammer Arm, if either of them get that for a physical switching option, because the more I look at it, there's not many moves that they would have access to that would cause that. But if we're really getting into things, I do see lore-wise a different shellfish or a different Pokemon attaching itself to both Slowpoke and Slowking respectively. I do think there's a possibility that maybe a Marini. I know a lot of people have said that Marini is the crown on Slowbro's head, but I'm not thinking Marini. I'm also not thinking anything typical. I am thinking we might be seeing access to something a little bit crazier. I'm saying a Skrelp. Yes, the thing that evolves into Dragalge, just as something a little bit different. Maybe it becomes part of the cloak and actually becomes part of the helmet. I don't really know. I just want Skrelp to be involved in something, because the Dragalge line has been robbed in general. And we also don't have that many shellfish options, and there aren't that many poison Pokemon that would have a symbiotic relationship. But with that being said, they could do a full 360 on us and introduce the beta Pokemon, Turbon, into the game from the beta versions of Gold and Silver. It's not very likely, neither it's Skrelp or another water poison Pokemon becoming part of this situation, because Tentacool could actually work in some situations here, because of it also being water poison. But with this being said, I do expect for us to see some new hidden abilities for both some new abilities in general is what I should be saying for Slowbro and Slowking, to separate themselves from their Kantian counterparts. I do think that we'll see a little bit of a difference where Slowbro, if a shell or something is attached to its arm, it might become more offensively sound, where it's more of a physical offensive tank. While Slowking, if it's just the standard crown situation like what we've been discussing, that it might stay similar to the role that's currently playing, but its special attack might see a change. In general, both of these Pokemon in the past, in their Kanto and Johto counterparts, are very good, very sound Pokemon. Slowbro even got a Mega, even though it didn't really need one, because Slowbro is normally very bulky to begin with. But Mega Slowbro looks cool and was fun to use for the short amount of time that I did use it. But with this being said, having them separated between both Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra does create the feeling that maybe we might be seeing Galarian Poliwrath and Politoed as well. It is a slight possibility, even with Poliwag being on a short in the base game of Sword and Shield, that they could also see a change dependent upon if Game Freak wants to stay consistent with the King's Rock Pokemon. The Pokemon that use that item to evolve, which is only the two of them, Politoed and Slowking. But they don't have to do that because Game Freak has been known to be Game Freak and do Game Freak things, which are very different than what we're typically thinking. So, yeah, all in all, I have relatively high hopes for the situation. That both Slowbro, or Galarian Slowbro, and Galarian Slowking will be different enough than their previous counterparts that they will be fun to use in battle, and that they will have particularly fun gimmicks in order to make them viable within the current meta, or the current evolving meta. And I do want to thank you guys for watching and tell you to have a great day. If liking and subscribing is something you do, I would appreciate it if you do so. You don't have to, but it would be appreciated. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.